The question is not, how do I manifest? It's, what am I manifesting? Is my hat screwed up? What am I manifesting? You're always manifesting. We're creators. You guys have read this? You are the creator, the creation, and the intelligence behind it. There's no separation. It's all operating in one system at all times. There's no such thing as time. Past, present, future. It's all existing. We have a knowledge when we leave these bodies that's beyond human comprehension. You actually hold this power right now. Do you believe it? We're going to talk about some things going on out there that we know, yet we don't comprehend our own power. And it's time to step into that. Are you ready to do that? I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah, I teach this stuff. Yeah. People don't believe? I don't know. It's your choice. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I wrote this, it was timely because people are ready to believe that they are that endless power. Yet we still don't do it. We separate ourselves, we point fingers. People said that, there's wars going on in their country, and I said, I know. What's the root of that? The root of that is fear and separation, hate and anger. It's from a place of lack of love and unity. How can we hate that? Would you get angry at a baby who falls down and cries and poops their pants? No. You know that they're learning, that they are not at the point where they can logically or physically do certain things. This is no different. Can you switch your thinking that way? Thinking is dangerous because the ego controls it. Are you ready to step outside these limitations? Because we control our entire future right now, all of it. It's not just happening. There's nothing to fear, and you can watch all the conspiracy theories that you desire. It's an addiction because we're fascinated with that which we truly are not the core of. Those are just choice illusions to know what we are, because you and I, we're information gatherers. That's what we're doing right now. We are in a physical body gathering information of what it's like to be in a physical body in unconsciousness. It's an experience. It's not what you are. It's the experience of that which is an illusion of the creator, which is you. Why? Well, I talk about this all the time. You wouldn't grow up in one room and never leave it and eat the same thing every day. We explore. We actually do things that are insane. We climb Mount Everest and drop out of planes with parachutes on, even though we're petrified. We risk our lives all the time. Why? It's exciting. That's what we're doing right now. We've taken it to such an extreme level that we have others who have joined the illusion, the party, the game, to bring the frequency up so that we could have other choices. Now, they don't interfere with free will. But what we do here, when we go to higher frequencies, we send it out to others. So I'm not asking you to love somebody else, because as a human, that's probably very difficult, right? As a human, I can't love that person who's harming another, a child, an animal. I have to put my fan on. So I'm not asking you to do that. Everything's a choice. I'm not asking you to do anything. Just consider one thing. What if you sent love to somebody like you would want if you were in a position of being separated, anger, loneliness? Wouldn't you want to be loved? Wouldn't you want somebody to care about you? Then think of them the same way. These are people that are in pain, because it doesn't feel good to be on a level where you would actually strike out and harm another. It doesn't feel good. And so they're in such a dark place that they can't see the light. They're in the basement. They don't even know there's a door, much less a window. So when we shine our light on them, we're not giving them love so much as compassion. I know that you're in a dark place, and I would not wish that for you. We're not looking at the actions and the things that they're doing. We're shining a light. And so somewhere in that dark basement, they're going to see a small light, maybe a little crack in a window or a crack in a door that allows them to make the choice to come out. That's all you need to do. That's it. Now let's look at your life. How do I manifest? Blah, blah, blah. I'm Landria. Answer is, you're doing it right now. Look at your life. You did it. You manifested it. No, I didn't. My parents or the government or no. You did it. We are all co-creators, all of us. We participated in, and the specific things in your life you're participating in. And sometimes we go through challenges because we have the in your face, this is what you don't want, so something has to change. And you're fully in control of that. And so I teach people, I have a new course out, 5 steps to manifest a new reality. How do we do that? Well, if you are the same mind thinking this, and you want this, you'll never get this. You have to switch your mind. So how do you become that person? It takes deprogramming. You have to recognize your unconsciousness in the first place and recognize and take responsibility for what you've been doing. So if you're in a situation, if you reverse engineer it, I say, let's reverse engineer it. There were steps along the way that eventually caused this, and you can change it. You can change all of it. And when you recognize it, you say, okay, oh, I did these things. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't go get the skills. I didn't go after the higher paying job. I didn't take care of myself physically. I didn't go on the diet. I didn't respect my spouse. And now we have consequences. Consequences are not punishment. They are the creation of what we have chosen, and therefore the opportunity to change it. In other words, if you do A, you're going to get B. And that never changes. Keep doing A, you're going to get B every time, right? So what we want to do is we want to be D or F or G. What's going to happen if we switch over to that? Oh, completely different results. And that's all you're going to do. Are you ready for that? You can do it, right now. What am I doing and thinking right now that's causing me to stay in this spot? So I've had people taking some courses of mine and who are in, situations where they say, Landria, I haven't looked at your courses and, I can't take them because I don't have the money. I said, well, you know what? The whole point of taking the course was so that you wouldn't get in that situation. So now you're going to dump the very thing that could help you change your situation. And so this is a repeat performance. Do you get this? So now I haven't been taking the course. Now I'm desperate. Now I'm coming back to you to save me. And then I can't do that. But if you follow the steps, you can do it. In fact, you can do it right now. Right now. It takes one shift. One shift. Yeah? You can do this. What do you want to change in your life? What do you want to change out there? You affect everything. So if you send light instead of your hate and separation, taking sides is the lowest form of human unconsciousness. There are no sides. That is a form of you exploring and your best teacher. So are you going to love it or have compassion for it or hate it and separate? You will live in a world of separation and hate. You will live in that world because that's what you're putting out there. Everything you give, you're receiving at that exact moment. There is no such thing as time. It's an instant creation. And you may not see it in the material world right away. It takes time in a dense illusion for things to show up. But it's going to show up. You can change it too. You can change something. So all of a sudden things will start to happen and maybe they dissolve. Other things come in because you shifted your reality. All right, you guys in here? That's my new reality, 5 steps to a new reality. It's coming out. It's coming out. You get a free webinar, and then you can go in and look at the new reality mini course and see what you can do with your life because you're totally in control, and I will guide you step by step. And the first step of everything we do is to break through fear and say, well, I'm not afraid of anything. The heck you aren't. If you are in anxiety, you are. You're afraid of what's coming up. You're afraid of what's happening to you. You're afraid of all these things. Fear is confusion. It's not clarity. Fear is saying, I don't control what's happening. I don't hold the power to change it. You wouldn't feel anxiety if you knew you could change it like that, right? If I told you you'll have $1 million next week and you're broke, you would be, all happy, right? Because now you have a knowledge. You have that knowledge right now. So that $1 million isn't something somebody's doing for you outside of your thoughts. If you're over here, you're not going to receive that. You shift it, and you can create it. It doesn't have to be $1 million. That is just, oh, this is going to fix me. The material world will make me happy. And that is a low frequency too. I teach you how to do things on a high frequency. In other words, life becomes easier because you're not expecting everything to save you. You take the power back that you never lost, and you start to use it to create, and you realize, I always was doing this. But now I know it. I had to learn that. And now that I've learned it, there's ETs out there. There are spirits in the room right now. There's endless energies that fill this space that we can't see because we're in a lower frequency. We're all living in our own illusions. This is real stuff. I don't know why it's so tough for people to imagine that they reincarnate. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It's a beautiful thing. We demonize these things because we've been told they're bad and wrong. Because if you believe these things, you become an unlimited powerhouse. And there are groups out there in low frequencies that don't want you to do that. But we're not going to abuse it. When you're in a high frequency, you don't abuse those powers. Lower frequencies that know that they're manifesting powerhouses are using it for destruction. They believe in what they're doing. They absolutely know that they can do certain things. Ironically, some of the nicest people out there, they're struggling because they just don't believe that they can do certain things. They don't believe they hold that power. So it's not about your belief in your power. It's your frequency that determines what you do with that power, right? So once you believe and you're on a high frequency, you can do amazing things. You can have abundance. You can help people. You can be happy with or without the material world. On a low frequency, you require the material world of power and greed and money and all these other things. Manipulation of other people. You guys watch what you're doing out here with where you place your attention and who you're following and who you think is right or wrong. Watch that. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying. And criticism of another is the first indication that something's not right. Right? You can follow somebody who glorifies themselves by criticizing somebody else. They're bad, they're doing this, all these things. It's such a negative thing. It doesn't feel good, does it? Watch that. That's the world you're going to create. And if you connect to that frequency, you will live in that frequency. You can change your reality. And I don't care what anybody says out there. If they say you're a Pollyanna, say great, because that's the world I'd rather live in. And it's real, just as real as a rotten. Why do people think that the negative and the other stuff is more real? Because it's reality. It's reality in the majority because the majority live in the density. When that changes, then the majority will live in a high frequency and the minority will be the ones that live in the pain. It's just that simple. You can be in the minority and live in a beautiful future, live in a beautiful present moment. You can live in abundance, you can live in joy, and everything will turn around in ways you never imagined. But you can't go into desperateness and clawing for things because you feel lost. You're holding the power right now. You have jewels in your pockets, my friend. You just haven't reached in to get them. You ready for that? I hope that you will subscribe. These are free videos. If you guys haven't pursued my free videos for creating online businesses, not chasing money, creating real things that you can do that could change the world, change your life, bring abundance, joy, do something that you love. Get the technology skills. We're on the internet. You know, we're not driving Model Ts or horse and buggy anymore, okay? You know, just, it's whatever you create. These are free. Come on over because Manifest Anything is a free video series and I'm going to introduce you to the different trainings. And you get some pretty cool stuff in there. And if you stick to it, there's nothing you can't do, be, or have. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful. Loving, harmonious, and happy blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.